Well, let's get some more on this with David Dunn, Professor of International Politics at the University of Birmingham, who has extensively covered the security impacts of drone technology. David, I'm really interested to hear about this investment, particularly by private companies in Ukraine's military. But have we reached the limit of the effect that drone technology can have on the conflict in Ukraine from Ukraine's point of view?
I think the investment is just starting to pay off in three significant ways. What we've seen is the use of sea drones to effectively deny the Russian Navy access to the sea. So they have retreated back to the Russian coast proper, and because they know that if their warships come out, they will be sunk. And they still have been audacious and very effective technological attacks on Russian warships, even near their coastline. So that's one manifestation. Another is long-range attacks using drones to attack Russia's refinery facilities, denying their capacity to export oil. So successful have they been, indeed, that actually America has asked Ukraine not to attack these facilities for fear it would put in the price of oil up globally, and that affecting the world economy. And then thirdly, on the battlefield, what we're seeing is a huge amount of innovation there, which has changed the nature of infantry conflict to one which has an aerial dimension by use of these controlled drones through line-of-sight attacks on infantry attacks. So that's changed the nature of warfare. It's made it much more transparent. It's giving a new edge to new technologies in a way that actually is changing the nature of warfare generally, as well as changing the nature of the warfare in Ukraine itself.
Yeah, and I don't deny that it's had a huge impact on the conflict, but surely we've reached the limit of that impact, and that really there's no substitute for the kind of hard weaponry that we're talking about that the US at the moment still hasn't signed off on.
Well, I think that there's two aspects to that. The held up American aid package is important in two stages. One is just the sheer volume of equipment that they can deliver, and of course, as part of that is all the support systems for the F-16s that are coming down the line later this year. But more importantly, the Ukrainians rely very heavily on American air defenses, particularly the Patriot missile system, and that is held up, and they are running out of those things, and the Russians are exploiting that by firing more and more missiles at Ukrainian cities and other targets, knowing that there's a limited amount of air defense capacity. So there's no question that the Ukrainians absolutely need that American aid package, and that is held up while Americans go on holiday and Congress is in recess for 2 weeks. It's to be hoped that something can be sorted out after that to allow that aid to be forthcoming, because without that, that is a problem.
Thanks for joining us, David. David Dunn, there, Professor of International Politics at the University of Birmingham.